What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing today? So this is the new format. So we're going to use StreamYard today for the first time. See how this works out. See if we can get some more people in here. I got a couple people lined up. To maybe come in and chat. Can everybody hear me okay? So anyway, my name's Frank. This is my channel, Bangin Gears. I do a lot of videos about car shows in the local area and do it yourself and how-tos. And now because of the COVID-19, there's not a lot of shows out there. We're going to be doing a bunch more live streams. So hopefully we got some people in here today. I see we have 5 people in here. That's great. Don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, please do so. What's going on, Chrysler? How you doing, brother? So what they say is there's a few second delay between StreamYard and YouTube. So if you post something and I don't respond to you right away, that's why. Hey, Black Spring with Autumn, how are you? So this is my first attempt at StreamYard. So we'll see how it goes. So like I said, I got a couple of guests who are going to pop in tonight and talk about their cars. With this new format, I'll be able to bring people on. Thanks, I appreciate it. I'm glad you're going to hang around. I think this is going to be a good experiment for me and how StreamYard actually works. So let's take it for a good stroll here. So one of the first guests we're going to have on tonight is going to be a local friend of mine, Mark, and he's got a Cobra. He's going to talk about his. He just finished building it about maybe 2 months ago. As soon as he comes on, I'll bring him on screen with me. And then I have a friend of mine, Jens, in New York, who's a little screen shy. He's going to watch tonight's video, and maybe he'll talk about his Cobra in another stream. But his car is amazing, and he built his as well. And so maybe we'll get him in. And then when I blasted it all out on Facebook, I got a response from a guy named John from one of the Cobra pages, and he asked if he can come on tonight and talk about his car. So his car looks pretty amazing. What's up, Eric? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. So if we can get John in and talk about his car, that'll be two guys to talk about cars, and then we'll see. Maybe we can get it to spiral roll out of that. But we'll see how this goes. This is my first time with StreamYard. Usually I just blast out through YouTube, but we'll see if this opens up instead of listening to me talk for 3 hours, which nobody wants. I don't even want to do it. At least we can bring in some guests and they can talk about their cars, and you guys can ask questions. And I can do this now as well. Boom! Look at that. I can get all crazy technical now. But I'm still learning as we go here with this new software. So, but how's everybody else doing in here tonight? Everybody's good? While we're waiting for some of our guests to show up. Yeah, it doesn't look good about Ocean City. I'm going to call my condo rental place tomorrow, actually, and find out if they have any further information on what's going to happen. But it doesn't look good. And the town's going to lose a ton of cash. I'm trying to find a good spot. The town's going to lose a ton of cash, but there's nothing we can really do about that. But, you know, we'll be safe than sorry. And then when we go down there in October, we will just, I think it's going to be packed in October. It's going to be really packed. So. But the picture, yeah, this looks great. So, but anyway, so, happy Palm Sunday, if you're Catholic, a week away from Easter. But how's everybody else doing? Everybody had a good Sunday? Like I said, I apologize about the delay, but I'm waiting for some guests to come in here. Nobody's jumping on yet, obviously. But while we're here again, don't forget to hit that like button or the dislike button, whichever you want. It doesn't matter. That's however you feel. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I didn't put Chrysler up. We'll put Chrysler up. I think you're absolutely right there, Eric. It's messed up my whole summer already. I mean, there should have been a bunch of videos I should have made already about shows. And honestly, I don't know what I'm going to do about Ocean City. So I'm thinking about possibly going to Lake George in September We're just right before Ocean City in October. Hey, Maura, how are you doing? Thanks for popping in. I appreciate you popping in. Got the new layout. Got the new layout with YouTube and StreamYard. I think it's going to be pretty phenomenal. And like I said, hopefully we get some more people in here. I'm waiting for a couple of guests. But you right? I'm doing more or less okay. Just trying to figure out how to plan for the apocalypse. Well, hopefully it doesn't turn out to be that bad. Hey, Eddie, what's going on, brother? How are you, sir? Welcome to the stream. For those of you who are coming in, I'm still waiting for a couple of guest speakers to come in. We're going to talk about their cars and the cars they've built. And then we'll basically open it up to the floor and see who has any questions. They can answer questions. But I got a couple of the Cobra guys coming in here tonight. So do me a favor, please stick around. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Let's be honest, we're pretty much on the brink, and it's all that bad. I don't know if it's all that bad. That's so doom and gloom. I don't know if it's all that bad. I got toilet paper. I'm good. And there's Michael Ragusa, my cousin. So, Michael, real fast, this is a new layout where I'm able to bring people on if I want to. So if you're interested, I got a couple of guest speakers who are going to come in today and talk about their cars. I don't know if it's something you might be interested in as well. We don't have to do it tonight, but I used this today. I talked to my dad, Angie, Cliff, and Steven all at the same time, and it was a great little phone conversation on there. So this is a new kind of software. So there's Black Spring Autumn saying hello to Maura. And there's Maura saying hello back to Autumn. And Eric is saying got a new 68 Pro Street Camaro all done up. Wow. That's pretty amazing, dude. Maybe we can get you to come on, talk about the car, if you're interested. So I want to say, Maura's like, ready to help. We should have very miniature car shows and people. That's fine, Michael. You don't have to pop in. Like I said, we'll do it another night. It's all good. But the option is there now with the new layout. So there's my cousin Cliff. Hi, all. If cousin Mike talks about his car, there won't be time for anyone else. That is extremely true. The man has a ton of cars. The man has a ton of cars. Right. Here's Black Spring Autumn saying hello to Michael. And there's Maura. So, yeah, Maura. So, like I said, what a lot of people are doing here is they're doing cruises instead of shows. They're all meeting and they're going for nice long drives and they're just doing it that way. And it just seems to be seems to be great. So let me get your opinion. Do you think they will have Ocean City Cruise in? The one in May? I don't think so. They canceled Springfest, which is the week before Ocean City Cruise Week. So I can't see 4 days making that big of a difference. So I don't think that, but that's just my personal opinion. I don't actually know. Like I said, I'm going to call my condo rental place tomorrow and find out if they have any information. Because I have to pay my balance on my condo by the end of the week. And I know the last time I talked to them, they talked about if the town is still shut down, then we're just going to give everybody their money back. So we'll have to play it by ear, but I will definitely keep you posted. Absolutely. If I find out more information, I'll post it on my Facebook page, Bangin Gears. So if you haven't subscribed to that, please follow that as well. I'll keep you guys up to date. But here's Black Spring Autumn saying hello to Cliff. And we got, well, cruises are cool too. We cannot let what's going on destroy our life. We do all things as long as it's sensible. That's correct. That is correct. Let me see if we got anybody. Nope. Nobody yet. So, you never liked Springfest. Did you mean, I don't think you've ever been to Springfest. Have you been to Springfest in Ocean City, Michael? Springfest is like the opening of the rental season where all the homeowners and all the rental property guys get together and they have huge concerts and all that. They call it Springfest at the opening of the rental season, and then they call it Summerfest at the end of the actual season where we celebrate all the money they made over the rental season. And they have the huge tents and concerts at the inlet. Those are the same tents they use for Ocean City in May. And Cliff wishes everybody, hope everybody is all well. Slowly, I removed her mask, knowing what would happen next. True, that's going to be the new foreplay. Welcome to the show, Pilot. How are you doing tonight? I appreciate you popping in. I know I've said it a couple of times already. We'll have some guest speakers coming in to talk about their Cobras. A couple of guys who have built their own. And they're going to walk around their cars with their cameras and show you guys their cars. So it should be good. We're just waiting for a couple of guys to sign on. And I might have a special guest pop on later to talk about what they have going on. But we'll keep that under wraps for right now, because I don't know if they're going to pop on or not. No, I never liked the kids making a mess the week before. That's H2OI. That's what you don't like. So the H2O guys who come in and do all the donuts at the intersections and all that crazy stuff. But if you haven't already, please hit the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whichever you like. But and if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'd appreciate if you subscribe. I do a ton of videos. If you haven't seen any of them, please check out my channel. A ton of videos of car shows and things like that. But because of the virus, and car shows have all been canceled slowly throughout, started doing some more live streams and stuff like that. So Pilot says he's just fine. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're good. I'm glad everybody's good in this mess. And Eddie says he feels young again. Cheap gas prices, and I'm grounded. That's true. That is true. But I took the Cobra out today, and one of the local cops who I know started busting my chops. He goes, "You know, you're not supposed to be out, right?" I said, "Well, it's essential. I got to start the car every now and then, or else it's, it can't be sitting around." So Glenn Beck, hey Frank, new to the channel, looking good so far. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate that. Thanks for coming in. I appreciate it. I'm sorry, did you mean they built the cars themselves? Yes, Wade. So I have a couple of the guest speakers coming in today. They built their own Cobras. They built the Cobra kit. They all have, obviously it's a kit car. So they actually built their own. One guy, Mark, who's actually not too far from me, just got done with his car a couple of months ago. And that's a beautiful car. And then I blasted it all out on social media today, and I got a response from another guy named John, and he asked to come on and talk about his car. And so I believe they both built their cars. I did not build my car. I'm the fourth owner of my car. But they're going to come in and talk about their car. And I have another guy in New York who's a really good friend of mine, who also built his car, and he's got a lift in his garage, and he was going to put the car up and show us underneath the car and all the pieces. So if you're building your own replica car, that might be a good video live stream to watch. But we're still waiting for them to pop in. I told everybody about 8 o'clock, but it is a Sunday night. It is Palm Sunday, so give everybody a few minutes to get in here. Hey, Bangin Gears, how often and what nights and times do you go live stream? So what I'm doing now is, because the shows are not here and I'm doing live streams, I'm trying to do them every other night in between my work schedule. So I'll probably end up doing another one on Tuesday, and then probably another one on Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday I work, and Sunday's Easter, so I probably will not be doing a live stream on Easter. So then probably the Monday after that. But in between that, this week I'm going to try to film a video straight up about my Factory 5 Cobra replica. So we'll put that out there as well and give you guys a good video that you can watch about my car. Glenn says he's building a Factory 5 Racing Type 65 to go-kart soon. You know what? Well, like I said, I didn't build mine, but when you get it in the go-kart platform, for those of you who don't know, a go-kart is when you're building the replica car, you have the motor in and the frame, and it's drivable, but it has no body at all. It looks like a go-kart. So a lot of guys will take it for their first test drive at that point, and they call it a go-kart. And it's just a car with no body on it, and it's pretty crazy looking. So, Glenn, are you home? Can you show us that? If I sent you the link, could you jump on screen and maybe show us where you are, like on your build? I sold my Corvette almost a year ago. I don't really miss it after owning it for 22 years. 22 years is a long time for a Corvette, bro. What year Corvette? Obviously, if you had it for 22 years, well, that doesn't mean it's only 22 years old. It could be a lot older. All right. Somebody just messaged me. Hold on a second. Find out where they is. Give me 1 second, guys. I apologize. And what did he just say? So I just got a text message from Mark, and he said he's getting ready to join in a couple of minutes. So Bluegrass, there you are, brother. How are you doing? It's an 85 red, 4x3. Very cool, very cool. David Bulik, how you doing, brother? Are you in your garage? Yes, I'm in my garage. Where else would I be live streaming a car show than in the garage with my car in the background? Cruising 703, me familiar. What's up, brother? How are you doing today? Thanks for coming in. Again, if you're just getting here, I got a couple of guys who are coming in to do live streams with me to talk about their builds, their Cobra builds. Gonna get them. Hold on a second. I got a problem. Somebody's having a problem texting. But so Mark, if you're ready, that link I sent you earlier, you could just press that. There she is. Lorraine says hello. There you go. You either hit that link I sent you earlier and it'll pop up like we did, or I can repost it in here. But for those of you who are just joining us, I got a couple of guest speakers coming in. They're going to talk about their Cobras and their building process and show us maybe some video about their car. And then I have a special guest who might be coming in. I want to keep her there. And there is Bluegrass, who will add him to the stream. What's going on, Mark? How you doing, bro?
Hey, how you doing?
Let me turn the music off here. Give me 1 second. Let me turn this music off. All right, Mark. So how you doing, brother?
Good, man. Been a good day.
So you're a little low. If you could talk just a little louder, I'd appreciate that.
How's that?
So Eric, I'm in Virginia. There you go. So Mark, so tell us a little bit about your car. Tell us about the build process, what it is, how long it took you to build it, all that good stuff.
Yeah, this is actually the second Cobra that I built. The first one was a Classic Roadsters 2. And I built that one. That one took about 2 years to build. And then I sold it after a few years, and I knew I'd made a mistake. I was like, it's kind of like losing your best friend. I was like, I gotta build another one, So I searched and searched for years to try to find another unfinished kit. So I ran up on this Classic Roadsters 1, which was one of the first ones that was developed or built, not built, but as a kit,
Right.
from Classic Roadsters 1. So it's an early 90s model. And I bought it from a guy a couple states over. And he never was able to get all the parts for it and finished it. So I think he really just kind of got discouraged. So basically all I got was like the rear end suspension, the frame, the body, the seats, and some of the dash, and that was basically it. I had to build the roll bars, get a windshield, motor and transmission, you know, interior gauges, side pipes, headers. So I had to find or build all of that stuff myself. But this particular color is a Chrysler. It's a Chrysler blue. I think it's called Marathon Blue. So it really pops out in the sunlight. Here in this garage, it's not the best of lighting.
Right.
But yeah, the it took me about a year exactly to build this thing. I kind of learned from the first one that I built, and then kind of did couple extra things on the second one when I built this one. So, um, but what? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you good.
Yeah. So what I did is I basically bought a '95 Mustang GT, and I gutted the motor and transmission out of that car.
Yeah.
Kind of went through it, freshened up the motor a little bit. It's a it's a 302 high output with a T5 transmission. So went through that, kind of freshened it all up, re-gasketed the motor, and and then dropped it down in here, and then started on all the body work and everything. Let me try to pop the hood here with one hand. So yeah, this thing took about a year exactly, to build.
Right.
This is a 302. It had the EFI on it, but I went ahead and ripped all of that stuff off. I went ahead and went back with carburetor.
Okay.
With the 600, I think it's a 600 Demon, and I had to build it. See, since they quit building this car a couple decades ago, parts are almost impossible to find.
Right.
So I had to build like the headers and the side pipes on this car. So in one weekend I built both one pair of the headers, and then I don't know if you can tell or not, but I wrapped them, and then I went ahead and I bought the collector, the 90-degree bend there,
Uh-huh.
and then I bought the pipe and welded it all up. And actually, this car is kind of loud. It really doesn't have any baffles in it. It's very minimal baffles in the.
And that's always a good thing.
Yeah, man, I want to be heard when I'm going down the road.
What's the point of having that car if you're not going to be heard?
Yeah, so I was like, on this one, I'm not going to even bother putting a radio in it because you can't hear the radio anyway.
Right.
So, and I kind of did something different here on the the serpentine belt. This setup, I didn't really want to spend the money to go buy an entire serpentine setup, so I kind of customized the 302. And I did take power steering off of this car. I don't know. I didn't feel like it needed it since it's a small block. If this car was a big block, I probably would have put the time and effort into putting power steering on it. But it's I don't know. I'm probably crazy about these cars just like you are.
Yeah, it's my favorite car of all time, obviously.
Yeah, I've driven a lot of, I've got some other hot rods and everything, but there's nothing more funner than driving this Cobra or anybody's Cobra. I would recommend anybody looking to buy or build a Cobra, get in somebody's and test drive it first, see how you like it. But they're incredibly fast, incredibly dangerous, and a lot of fun.
So now, when you bought your kit, did it come with the chassis, or you had to get a donor car, or how did that all work?
No, it came. It was basically a rolling chassis. It came with just the frame, just the control arms, and it did have a rear end in it. It's a 9.9 Mustang. So, and that was basically it. I mean, the frame, the control arms, the suspension, and then the fiberglass body. That's pretty much all I got.
Right. So then the other parts
So,
that you didn't have, you either had them made or did you buy them from like another company, like in Factory 5 or?
yeah, I mean, that's the beauty about the internet. You know, you can find anything you want on the internet.
True.
So, you know, it was a lot of internet time spending, you know, trying to find the right size radiator that I needed to put in this thing. And I didn't want it to overheat, you know,
Right.
because I've driven it in a couple parades, and nothing more embarrassing than being in a parade and like your car start to overheat or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
So I mean, what I did, I set it out in the driveway one day on a 100-degree temperature day and just let the thing idle with the fan on just to make sure that it didn't overheat. So
Right.
it sat there for about 30 minutes idling, and it never did. So I was like, okay, I'm good. It's good to go.
It's a beauty. It's a beauty. So can you tell everybody or show everybody what we talked about this afternoon about the stretch?
Yeah, you know, the nice thing about the classic roadsters is, I mean, all these kit cars are great, you know, but one thing about the classic roadsters is the body is actually stretched. I don't know what, 4, 5, maybe even 6 inches,
Right.
and the body is stretched somewheres in this area. So, like, if you're a 6'6", you know, 300-pound guy, you're going to fit in this car.
Right.
That's what's nice. Now, you know, that's why I say go test drive, you know, somebody's Cobra before you go out and buy it, because what you don't want to be is with your head above the windshield bar.
Correct.
You know, the windshield bar right here. You don't want your head looking over top of the windshield. So, um, you know, you can customize. You can lower the seat. I actually took out the seat brackets on mine, so my seat sits lower, and you know, I don't need it adjustable. Nobody else really drives the car,
Right.
so
So your seats are like mine. They just bolted right to the floor.
yeah, I bolted them right to the floor, so I don't have to slide them up or back. You know, and then that way they sit a little bit lower to the lower. You know, I kind of like it sitting lower, but but yeah, that's one thing about the classic roadsters. You know, they are stretched a little bit. Now I don't know, there might be a couple of other manufacturers out there that stretched theirs, you know, just a few inches. It's really almost not even noticeable unless you really got a trained eye to know
Right.
that. Yeah, to know that a Cobra's been, you know, a little bit stretched or not.
Yeah,
But
because on my Factory 5, right where yours comes across, mine goes straight down right there. Right. So mine at that
yeah,
point comes straight down, and you got all of that extra space. So yeah,
exactly.
I mean that looks like it's a good 6 inches of stretch.
Yeah, I don't know the exact number, but yeah, it's a, you know, you have a little bit more room in your footwell also for the gas, brake, and clutch. Uh, you
So
know, I don't have a very big foot. I mean, if you have like a size 13 foot or, you know, shoe, you know, it could get kind of hairy up
oh
underneath
yeah,
there.
because the pedals are so close together anyway.
Exactly. So, um, but either way, now, what I don't have in this car is the you probably have like a 4.4 point harness on yours
Yes, I do.
seatbelt. Yeah, I'm gonna upgrade that on this car to put a harness in it. Um, you know, just for safety.
And then what kind of gauges do you have?
You know, I don't even know who the name the manufacturer is on them. Um, I'm not even sure,
They light up red
but
just like mine do. Yeah.
yeah, and you know, when you do the conversion, well, not conversion, but when you get away from the electronic module and everything with fuel injection and the computer and everything,
Yeah.
You kind of screw yourself with the speedometer deal, you know. So what I did is I went to a GPS speedometer on this car, and
Okay.
it works fantastic. Now, you know, I've never, even on a cloudy day, it I mean, it works perfectly and it's accurate. I've checked it with my cell phone GPS before, and it's right on the money. But so yeah, I mean, a lot of the hot rodders, they go to, you know, the GPS speedometer.
Right. No, and that's a you know what? That's a really smart way of doing it that way. But yeah. So I see
Yeah,
you have your mirrors mounted like mine too.
yeah, yeah. But hey, I'll get off here. I don't want to take up everybody else's time. I hope we can see some other people's cars tonight.
Yeah, but maybe do you want to turn the camera around and see if anybody has any questions? Let's see if anybody has any questions. So, does anybody in the chat have any questions about Bluegrass's car that he can answer for you, especially if you're building your own?
Yeah, another thing I went with was the dual roll bar. I just kind of like the dual roll bar setup. You know, it's all a personal preference.
Yeah.
I think it kind of symmetrically like sets the car off a little bit better in my
Absolutely. I totally agree. And when I was looking to purchase mine, that was one of the things I absolutely wanted was I wanted dual roll bar. But you know what I like about yours right there that I can see is that your hinges on your trunk are on the inside, and mine are on the outside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's smooth.
Yeah, they're on the inside. There's nothing wrong with them. You know, if all of these cars were created equal, they wouldn't be no fun.
True.
You know? Everybody puts their own little twist on them and personal preference. So that's why it's so much fun going looking what everybody else did. You can get all kinds of other ideas. But
Yeah, no, it's a beautiful car, dude. It really is.
So I'll jump off here and I'll be on all night with you. But
Okay.
hopefully somebody else can show some of what they have in the garage too.
So yeah, absolutely. So we got one question. It says, "I just assume that everyone I see is a replica. Is that wrong?" 99% yes. I would say if you saw one out in California, there might be a good chance it might actually be real. But I think on the East Coast, the best way that I tell everybody, and I say it jokingly, is that if the paint is shiny, it's a replica. Because if you had an original one, you wouldn't touch the paint. You would just let it deteriorate on its own because it's worth more valuable. It's worth more money if you just let it go.
Let the patina leave the patina alone on it.
Yeah, exactly right. So if it's a shiny car, the odds are it's a replica. Absolutely. But Mark, man, I appreciate you coming on here tonight. I really do. Thanks a lot, Bluegrass.
Yeah, buddy. Thank you.
You got it, bud. Thanks again, man. All right, guys. So that was one guest. I appreciate him coming on. Hope everybody liked that. And hopefully this other guy, John, comes in, talks about his car. But if anybody else would like to come on, hey, me familiar, how you doing, brother? How you doing, babe? Good to see you. Thanks for popping in. I appreciate it. But if anybody else, while we wait for our second scheduled guest, wants to come in to the chat and talk about their car, I'm more than happy to send you the link, and we could get you to talk about your car, show us some photographs. So a little bit about my car. So it's a factory 5. It's a Mark III. It's got a 302 with a stroker kit, so it's a 331 stroker motor. I also got a T5 transmission. And like I said, I did not build mine. I'm the 4th owner, and I'm still trying to do the reverse history on my car. And so I bought my car in a consignment shop in Louisville, Kentucky. And I did probably the worst thing possible was I bought the car sight unseen. And the first time I physically laid eyes on the car was when it showed up in my driveway. So I found out from the consignment shop I purchased a car from that they took it as a, so that it was given to the consignment shop from the local Ford dealership, who took it as a trade-in on a Roush Mustang. So let's backtrack a little bit. And then, so from what I know so far, the original builder of my car was somebody at Federal Express in Memphis, Tennessee. He built the car. He sold it to a colleague. That colleague then, after I don't know after how many years, traded in the replica at the local Ford dealership for a Roush Mustang. And then the Ford dealership sat on the car for a couple of years, put it in the showroom window. They used it for like the parades in the town and stuff like that. And then finally, when they wanted to get rid of the car, they put it in a consignment shop in Louisville, Kentucky. I found the car online, and that's when I bought the car. So I've actually called Factory 5 and talked to, I believe her name was Mary, who answers the phone at Factory 5. She's great. She's phenomenal. And obviously, she's not going to give me the name or the contact information of the original purchaser of the kit, but I was happy to give her my information, and she forwarded it on to him. But she also called me back and said that the phone number she had for him is no longer a valid phone number, and the mailing address is no longer valid either. So I'm not going to be able to find out any more information about the original purchaser. And I never contacted or had any information on the second owner. So the only owner I ever contacted with was the consignment shop. So I should give them another reach out and see if they can reach out to the second owner and see if they can give him my information and get in contact, because I'm still trying to, reverse engineer the car. So Pilot says a guy from California bought his 76 Eldorado from just the pictures, and that's, it's crazy to do, but a lot of people do it. But still waiting on our second guest here. Hopefully he pops in at some point. All right, Killer Whale. As you see, I got my StreamYard up and running. Thanks to you. But I appreciate you stopping in. So how much work did you have to do when you got it? So the only thing I had to do when I got my car was my interior was a cloth interior, and it was faded from sitting in the window at the showroom at the Ford dealership. So I drove it like that for maybe a year. And then I had the entire interior reupholstered. But other than that, replace an alternator, had to replace a fuel pump. But other than that, the car ran spectacular. Right out of the gate, I had no problems with the car at all. I had a problem actually with my March alternator. So March, if anybody knows cars, March is a company that makes a pulley system that mounts on the front of the motors. So they also make a billet aluminum alternator, since everything else was billet aluminum on the car. And the way it mounted, I stripped out the screws that held it into place, and I literally ripped it off the car one day. And I ended up replacing the alternator with the exact same alternator. And I did it again. I ripped it right off the car. And finally I called March, and they had a booth one year in Ocean City, and I talked to them about it. I showed them, I brought the alternator with me, and they gave me the whole, well, no one's ever complained about it before. There's nothing we can do about it. So instead of buying another $300 March alternator, I went to my local auto parts store and bought a $100 regular alternator. I threw it in there, and I've never had a problem since. So it's just a bad design for that alternator from March, and they pissed me off, and I'll never buy another product from them again. But that's just me. But when I bought the car, there was nothing else I needed to really do. So, see, I haven't heard from this other guy, John. Let's see if we can shoot him a message real quick. See if. So, but other than that, is there any other of my car guys in here that want to maybe come on screen, chat about their vehicle? While we wait for my other scheduled guest. And I still maybe should have a surprise guest popping in here real soon as well, who's been in a couple of my videos. I don't want to give too much away, but they were in my Timonium motorcycle video. If you haven't seen that yet, that's a good video, but they said they were going to pop in, asked for the link. Hopefully they make an appearance, and that'll be good. Bluegrass, like, beautiful car you got there. Yeah, I'm so used to, so on YouTube, the image is flipped, and I don't know why that is, but on StreamYard, it's not. So I'm so used to sitting here when I talk, but now I got to stand over here when I talk, so you guys can still see the car. So Eric says, good night, Bangin, love your work and show, keep up the good work. Got to go to bed. I work for DOD, Department of Defense. 303 comes early. Eric, you too. Thank you for being an essential employee. We appreciate everything that you do. Make sure you come back. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I appreciate that. And don't forget to maybe hit the like button on your way out. And like I said, I'll be doing another live stream probably on Tuesday, and then I'll do another one on Thursday. So I appreciate you stopping in. Pilot says, that was interesting. It was interesting. I inherited it from my dad. I'm assuming he's talking about his car. And Bree says she wishes she could smell my cigar. So let me see if I can do a little 3D action for you, Bree. Hold on. But anyway, and Pilot also says, I was just looking on eBay to get prices, and this guy had a question about my convertible. I emailed him a pic. He wanted more pics, and he bought it. Yep. Trust me. My cousin Michael works that way. My cousin Michael buys and sells cars like a horse trader. Anytime, Bree. I hope you're doing well. Please stay healthy during all this. We need you to stay safe. But while we're waiting to turn my music back on, we'll lower that just a hair. But I appreciate everybody coming in. Like I said, as soon as we get our second guests in here, we'll talk about his car. I do believe he's out of New Jersey. I shed a tear when I went on the hauler. I've been in my family since '77. Yeah, you know what? Cars become like part of our family. They really do. So I felt that way about a couple of motorcycles. So one day we got to do a stream about the motorcycles because I've built a couple of motorcycles. I still have one, the very first one I built. I'm actually sitting on it right now. But we should do a whole video on that, on a couple of my bikes. Because the couple of bikes I sold, I was very upset when they were gone. So Bluegrass is saying, hey, you and me going to do a special on the Speed Channel. I'm up for that. Of course I'm up for that. So ironically, when I was building motorcycles, I had built 5 or 6 bikes with my friends in my garage, and they became really popular. Everywhere we went, people knew us. Stickers were everywhere. You drive up and down locally on 66, and you see stickers of my little two-wheel mafia company. We did a couple of shows with the bikes to New York, to the Jacob Javits Center for a couple of shows, and I'll never forget this. I was in a hotel room in Richmond for a bike event down there, and my cell phone rings, and I thought it was a joke. And it was somebody from Pilgrim Studios, who does a lot of the bike events, bike shows on the, back then it was the Discovery Channel. Now it's Velocity. And he asked me to do like a little video about the guys I work with, the guys and girls I build the bikes with, and, you know, a little bit about the bikes and all that. And we sent them basically an audition video. He said he was putting together a show for Velocity. We were just, you know, really backyard building. And we never heard anything after that, but I mean, I was just excited to get the phone call, to be honest. So, and I'll never forget that. We put together an audition video in like a weekend, and it was great. My friend George filmed the whole thing with his camera. So Bree is going to be leaving us tonight. Good night, Frankie and Pilot and others. See you next time. Bree, thank you very much for coming in. I greatly appreciate it. I really do. Stay healthy through all this. And please keep in contact, okay? Pilot says good night to Bree. And Cliff says good night to Bree. Let me shoot a text message to our special guest to see if they are still coming. Da-da-da. Where are we going here? We're going here. We'll go here and okay. So sent them a text. See if they're still gonna come. Bree says thank you and good night to everybody. So, Cliff, you interested in maybe coming on, talking about your Corvette and what you're doing to it while we wait for our second guest? Just saying. Pilot says, wife and I both have Harleys. We don't ride anymore. It might be time to sell the Harleys there, dude. Even though it's I don't know. I wouldn't sell them now. It's a bad time of year with everything going on. Not tonight. Okay. Well, hopefully we can get a couple more people, like I said. Bree and I are mods at the other places. I know I've known Bree for a while now, so she's definitely a mod. I'll make you a mod at some point. Just got to see you a couple more times. That's all. But anyway, does anybody have any questions about my car while we're waiting on our guests? I'm just excited. This is my first time using StreamYard. So I think it's working out fantastic. But so how's everybody else dealing with all this COVID virus stuff? Everybody's good? Everybody's healthy? Is everybody working? Is 2015 white and black, has less than 10,000 miles total. Yeah. Well, like I said, if you don't ride them, you're better off maybe getting rid of them. But I wouldn't get rid of them now because nobody can go out and ride anymore. So I would hold them. You want to get the best value you possibly can, especially because they got low mileage. So I would definitely wait till all of this is over. Bluegrass is working out. Bluegrass says this is working out great. Yeah, I like it too. It's a great layout. So this is StreamYard. It's great software. It's web-based. You can get a free version I got the paid version, which lets you do a few more things. But I think this is working out great. And then, like I said, you could bring the banners up, and you can bring the banners up, and you can do your own logo and all there. So, Familia de Estrada's saying hello to a bunch of people. He's visiting your pages, subscribing, I would believe. You guys might definitely want to check him out, even though this is not really a growth stream. But if you're interested in growing your channel, he's making a couple of passes at you. So we got 3,000 miles on the 202, and she's got maybe 5,000 miles on hers. Wow. Oh, no, you're saying she's got 2,000 miles on hers. Cool, you know? But maybe what we'll do is, so let's just wait, see if we can get some more of these guests in. I got to schedule times. That's probably the best way of doing it, is to schedule times for these guys. So Cliff, where's Philip tonight? I'm retired, so these things just didn't change. They're true. There's Philip. Hey, Phil, what's up, brother? How are you doing? So, Philip, where's little Philip? You get him to come on and talk about his Mustang while we wait for our other guests. I hear you. So this afternoon when I sent you the link, I was playing with the software, this new software, and I had the screen split. I had me, Dad, Aunt Jean, Cliff, and Steven all on the screen. We were all having like a conversation. So I wanted you to jump in as well, but you were cleaning out the shed. Probably was his nap time. I don't know what the weather was there, but it was a beautiful day here. It was phenomenal here. It's all good. It's all good. Philip said he was spending some time outside. It's all good. Like I said, it was a beautiful day. Hopefully it was a beautiful day there. Bluegrass says, my next Cobra is going to be red. So you've built 2 Cobras, right? You think you're going to build a third one? If you can find an unfinished kit, you know what? There's probably a bunch of people that start them and don't finish them. So we're losing people here. So maybe I can get a couple of people. Hopefully we can get a couple of people on. Nobody wants to come on and talk about their car? Or just talk in general? Does anybody want to come on and just talk? David, are you still in here? I could show my car a little bit, but it's in the garage. It's hard to walk around, but we can do that while we wait for other guests. Michael says everybody's going to finish them now. There's nothing else to do. True. True. So let's do this. Let me turn the music off. All right, so let's do this. Let's walk around. It's tough to do in here, but we'll walk around. I'll turn the lights on, even though I have everything set up with my crazy mood lighting. Let me turn the lights on here. All right, so let's get rid of that. Okay, so you can see better. All right, so here's my car. So here's my gauges. It's tough to see, I apologize. And then you're not going to be able to even see my seats. Yeah. But anyway, here's the motor. Mind you, I got a light on. So I got the Cobra logo under the hood. It's just tough to do with the laptop. But you can see from that other guy, from Bluegrass's car. So my doors, when they come across, they come straight down. And his came to about here and then came all the way out and then came down. And that's where the stretch is. So the stretch is right inside there. I also got my words, Bangin Gears, and all my social media stuff on my windshield. But you can't really see the motor. It's not really well lit in here. But anyway, let's see what Michael wrote. Some people might need some extra cash. This is where you come in. That's where Michael comes in and buys them up. Correct. And Bluegrass says he will be back later. Okay, I'll be here. In the meantime, let's turn that on a little bit, and we'll turn these back off. But maybe that other guy's not going to come in. Maybe he's popped into the show, didn't like what he saw, maybe, and decided against it. Who knows? But let me see here. Give me 1 second. Okay. Anyway, but we'll turn the music back on here. Like I said, we're still waiting on somebody else to come in and talk about their car. And hopefully this special guest makes an appearance. But real quickly again, if you're new and you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Or subscribe to the channel if you're interested in what I have going on content-wise. But I do have another guy, John, I believe he's from New Jersey, to come on and talk about his Cobra that I believe he built. And then hopefully we have a special guest coming in after that. But if anybody else wants to come on screen and chat, I'm happy to do so. Come on in. Let's chat it up. I'm dying. So, David, you're not in here anymore? Lorraine, how about you? So how's everybody else? Nice ride. How do you keep the underside of the hood so nice? So when I clean the car, I always clean under the hood as well. Because I open the hood at all the shows. So I definitely want to keep the under hood because of the Cobra logo there. I want to keep that nice and shiny as well. So, and that sticker is actually underneath the clear coat. So, and last year I actually had the car ceramic coated. So She's shiny. She's very shiny. So Lorraine is still here. She is still here, which is good. She's got the next 3 days off. So hopefully you get to take the you get to take the bike out for a quick ride or something. Let me share it out again. Let me share it out again real quick, see if I can get anybody else to chat. Jens, are you in here? You want to come on? Give me 1 second. Let's see if we can share this out again here. Sorry, guys. Thought this was going to be a little more organized than what it really is. Let's see here. So does anybody want to come on, talk about their car? We're still waiting on one scheduled guest and one special guest. So we'll see what they're going to do if they're interested. So, Philip, did you ever do any motor work to your Firebird? So that's the link. If anybody wants to come on, join me on screen and talk about their car, that's the link. Feel free to press it. We'll get you to come on. No, just suspension, exhaust, wheels, etc. I got you. So let's maybe we'll do this. Let's do this. Oh, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. And that's not what I want either. Give me 1 second. Let's see if we can make a little fun here. It is here. Let's see if we can do this. Let's do this. So we'll just play with the new software. Let's see this. Let's do this. Let's do share. Chrome tabs. So let's watch a video.
Hi guys, so normally I would say we're in beautiful Ocean City for endless summer. Oh, we're in rainy Ocean City for endless summer. You can see the car behind me, it's got the condom on it. We're at Tractor Supply. It is the pre-show, it's Wednesday. The official show starts tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a video a day for the next 4 days. I don't know how much you're going to get today, but we're still going to do a giveaway. So hopefully you can see this Bangin Gears fleece I got on. I have it in a large, I have it in a men and a women's. So you have to subscribe to the YouTube
So here's a video I made from Ocean City, Maryland last year.
and like the video, and it'll put you in the running to win this. Tomorrow we're going to do something else.
Dave's at work, so he will be back on
and next Friday,
Tuesday.
a week from Friday, excuse me.
But you guys can enjoy this video while we wait for our other guests to show up. So enjoy. You like that condom? That's an impressive condom, isn't it?
Leave a comment, like the video, and we'll put you to running for the Bangin Gears fleece, men's or a woman's, in a large only. So enjoy the video.
So enjoy the video until we get our guest in. So somebody just shot me a message saying there was no sound on that video. Was there any sound on that video? Started with sound, then we lost it. You can hear it now. You can hear me now, right? All right, so let's play it again, and I'll see. Hold on one second. Let's see if we can do that. You guys got sound now or no? How about now? Can you hear sound now?
I don't know how much you're going to get today.
How about now?
We're still going to do a giveaway. So hopefully you can see this Bangin Gears fleece I got on.
Still now? No?
I have it in a large, I have it in a men and a women's. So you have to subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a comment and like the video, and it'll put you in the running to win this. Tomorrow we're going to do something else. Tune in every day for a new giveaway.
All right. So we'll let it run one more time.
A week from Friday, excuse me, I'll put out a video of all the winners of the Endless Summer Bangin Gears giveaway contest. Okay, so again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, leave a comment, like the video, and we'll put you in the running for.
Like I said, I'm still learning this software.
Men's or a woman's in a large only. So enjoy the video. After this, we're going to be at Secrets for the pre-show. Hopefully the rain will stop, and we'll see you there. We'll see you tomorrow.
Dispatch to all units, be advised. Endless Summer Cruising has officially started. There might be a few stragglers left behind from last week's unsanctioned H2OI event. Use extreme caution.
I'm so bad outside the bar, heading out as far away I can. Heart is pounding, got some damn out of him. Doing 90s to the city night. Nothing's ever gonna be alright. Love will never be what it was. Hands are shaking. Now my future is crashing down on me. They try to kill me when I fought back. I break the stars with a baseball bat. Justice will never make this right. I need to run and stay out of sight. And no choice, it was me or them. Now for a lifetime I'm condemned. I have to forget my old set way of life. I go to prison or die by the night. I hear the sirens, they are closing in. Then a fast car starts to spin. Screaming tires, time is running short. I go on foot as my last resort. Running harder, faster than before. Until my legs and feet are sore. Life will never be what it was. My mind is shaking. 'Cause now my future's crashing down on me. Down on me. justice will never make this right. I need to run and stay out of sight. And no choice, it was me or them. Now for a lifetime I'm condemned. I have to forget my old set way of life. I'll go to prison or die.
All available units. Backup is requested on the corners of Coastal Highway and 52nd Street. Reckless driving suspect is in a 1965 Shelby Cobra replica.
Now my future's crashing down on me. They tried to kill me when I fought back. I cracked the scars with a baseball bat. Justice will never make this right. I need to run and stay out of sight. And no choice, it was me or them. Now for a lifetime I'm condemned. I have to forget my old set way of life. I'll go to prison or die by the night. They tried to kill me when I fought back. I cracked the scars with a baseball bat. Justice will never make this right. I need to run and stay out of sight. And no choice, it was me or them. Now for a lifetime I'm condemned. I have to forget my old set way of life. I'll go to prison or die by the night.
OCPD to dispatch.
Go for dispatch.
Dispatch, reckless driving suspect has been apprehended. Vehicle will be impounded. Incident was a YouTube video prank.
Was it an H2OI member or an endless summer cruiser?
It was just some jerk from a channel called Bangin. Damn YouTubers.
There you go. That was a good video. So that was a great video we shot in May of last year. That was an impressive condom. The cougar was at that show. I think there was a shot of it in there somewhere. But so anyway, our special guest who has not made an appearance was going to be E.J. Rose. And since she couldn't make it or is doing something else, why don't we play the video I shot with her at the Timonia Motorcycle Show. So we'll play that one as well. Let's do that. And we'll see what we get. So let's do that again. Okay. And we'll do this. And we'll do that. And we'll share that. And we'll come over here and we'll full scale this. Ba-bam. And we'll come over here and we'll full scale that. And you guys can enjoy this one.
What's new? I'll make it without you. Hold on, you know I can't help it if I drag you down. In a heart alone, it don't open to defend the ground. If it shows I'm weak inside, there is nowhere left to go. All I can do is run and hide. 'Cause I've been running this world without you. But now I'm alone, nowhere to go. Living this nightmare over you. What's new? I'll make it without you. Cause I've been running this world without you. But now I'm alone, one way to fall. Living this nightmare over you. What's new? I'll make it without you. But now I'm alone, one way to fall. Living this nightmare over you. What's new? I'll make it without you. I'll make it without you.
I hope you guys enjoyed that one as well. So she was going to be our special guest, but she said yes, but then she didn't show up. So, oh well, we'll catch you on the next time. We'll catch you next time. Maybe she still pop in, hopefully eventually. But that's really all I got. I guess we can't get anybody else in. What's up there, Surf? How you doing, brother? Welcome to the live stream. I appreciate you stopping in. We're just having some fun, chit-chatting. Put the music back on. Lower that a little bit. There you go. So, Surf, how are you doing tonight? How you dealing with all this Corona stuff? You a car guy? Tell us a little bit about you. From Argentina. Very cool. So how's the Corona stuff down there? Is it are you guys having a hard time? with all this virus stuff? I'm hoping. Oh, I got a message. Very nice, your Cobra. Good color. I love it. Well, thank you very much. Do you have a Cobra? Are you in one of the on the Cobra groups on Facebook? Because if you have a Cobra and you want to talk about it, let me know. So with the time zone, is there a time zone difference? You should be 6 hours behind us. Is that correct? Did you want to come on and talk about it, or talk about your Cobra? Hey, there's Steven. What's up, Steven? How you doing, brother? Glad you popped in. Hello, Ann. Thanks for stopping in. I appreciate it. Is Philip saying hi to Steven? So we're still waiting on maybe one other person to come in, talk about their car. We'll give him a little while longer. Maybe he's going to come in. Maybe he's not. Surf says, I'm building a Cobra 427. Sorry, the internet connection in Argentina is very difficult. I got you. It's totally understandable. I appreciate you coming in now. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I do a lot of videos about my Cobra, and we're trying to get a couple of people in here tonight to talk about their car. Thank you, Ann. I appreciate you coming in. Steven just woke up. He might have. He was out there working on the shocks earlier in the garage on the Monte Carlo. Getting ready to go to bed. You don't want to come on, Steven, and talk about your car? I know you need a haircut and everything, but still. No typing. That link I sent you earlier, if you press it, you can come on and be on live with me. Tell us about your Cobra. I'm building my second Cobra in UCC Cobra down here in Texas. So I have a Factory 5 Cobra. It's a Mark III. I got a 331 stroker motor in it. It's a T5 transmission. I'm the fourth owner, so I did not build my car. It was built by somebody at Federal Express in Memphis, Tennessee. They in turn sold it to a colleague who traded it in at the local Ford dealership for a Roush Mustang. And then the local Ford dealership there sat on it for a little while, put it in the showroom, use it for parades and things like that. And then finally they put it in a consignment shop. They put it in a consignment shop in Louisville, Kentucky, and then I bought it from the consignment shop through the internet. And the first time I physically saw the car was when it showed up at the driveway. I bought the car sight unseen, just through photographs. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You shared it out on Facebook so more people can join. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that, sir. I really do. But Doug, did you want to come on screen with me and talk about your car? I can send you that link. And if your car is available, you can show everybody your car on screen as well. I know it might be a little dark out there in Texas. I believe you're, depending on where you are, I think there's a time zone right through the middle of Texas. So there may still be daylight out there. If you're interested. But Surf, thank you very much. I appreciate you sharing the channel out. Don't forget to hit that like button or the dislike button, thumbs up or thumbs down. Either way, whichever one you choose. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I don't typically do a lot of live streams, but because the car shows have all been canceled and things like that, we're going to be doing a lot more live streams. But if anybody's interested in coming on and talking about their car, I'm happy to put you on screen. If your car is available and you can move the camera around your car and show us, tell us where you are in the build. But I don't think our second guest is going to make it here. And for that, I apologize. I tried to have people lined up. But if not, maybe we'll watch another video real quick while we just give it a little bit more time, see if our second guest shows up. Is anybody interested in watching another video? Let me see if I can find something else for you guys to watch while we're... What type of video? We'll watch another car video. And then, hey, is that grandmother's color wheel from the Christmas tree in the background? No, Philip has that. But since Cousin Michael is in the room, let's embarrass Michael a little bit and let's watch another video. I'm sure he'll run off. So give me 1 second and we'll do this. Turn the music off. Enjoy this video, guys.
Hey guys, so this spotlight video is going to be about this car behind me. It's Racing Jason's convertible Mustang. It's very sentimental to a bunch of people because Racing Jason is no longer with us. But my cousin Michael Ragusa drove this car for many years, back at Englishtown, Lebanon Valley, and at Echo. This car was the first Mustang to go in the sevens. This car is super fast. So we're going to bring in a bunch of people who have found the car and how it was restored back to the way it is today. This is Jay Sabo. So he's going to tell us a little more about the history of the car and about Jason himself.
Basically, as anybody knows this car, knows that this is the car that started the whole different era of Mustang racing. I grew up in Englishtown, and being on the other side of the ropes and just watching this car, it's pretty moving and emotional because it's really paved the way for anybody who's really in Mustang drag racing still. It's broken so many records.
What kind of records have it broken?
This was the first Mustang ever in the 7-second zone. Back in the late 90s, it was unheard of, and it didn't just dip into the sevens; it went solidly into the sevens, and nobody had done that, and nobody could catch that for a long, long time. When you saw this car pull in, you knew you were screwed. You knew you were taking second place, if anything. Yeah, and I remember, I remember being in the pits at Englishtown. We would go over, and Jason would always take the time to talk to you. He wasn't cocky about it. He was just a real down to earth, happy guy, and Mike would always take time to talk to you. Watching his driving abilities was insane because this car was a handful. This car, most of the time, the front wheels were in the air, and the roof was usually a good foot up in the air. That's why you got the flying ice cream cone. But I remember hearing the news. We were at Englishtown. We heard, Jason had passed away, and it was literally a ripple effect through the whole drag racing world because you just couldn't believe it. But then it was one of those cars you always wondered where it went, and then choked up.
So good. So where did the car go?
Mike had sold the car, and then it kind of disappeared. It bounced around. You saw a little bit about it, and all of a sudden it disappeared. Nobody ever heard of it. But you always kept in the back of your mind. I wonder what happened to that car. And I remember the day on Facebook seeing the day that Joe posted that he had found the car and the picture of it coming out of the storage unit, and it looked somewhat like this, but it was a wreck. It was in bad shape. And then Joe made it his mission to redo the entire car and made it absolutely perfect, without a doubt. I mean, it's the best it's ever been. And there's so many cool things, even just in the restoration of the car. When Joe went to go find a motor for this car, we had actually learned that Kenny Duttweiler, the original engine builder, had sold Jason a motor right before he passed, and Kenny still had that motor at his shop, and that's the motor that's in this car.
The motor was never in the car.
Yeah, when Joe found the car, there was no motor, no transmission, no electronics, no nothing. There was a roller. It was literally falling apart. This motor was actually built for Jason, over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's that, that's the motor that's in here.
So how did it get to this point today?
Yeah, when Joe got the car, it went back to the original chassis builders, CNF race cars. It went to Vincent Auto Body. They restored the whole body. It's actually the original doors on the car, original nose, original top, original wing. It's all the original parts that Jason had on the car. Even the stickers on the car were done by the original guy.
Yeah. It looks just like it did. It looks just as I remembered it as a kid.
He literally went to his computer, pulled up the file, did it. He still had it. So
So this is
Bill Miller.
Bill Miller. I keep forgetting that. So you work on the car now.
Yes.
You've gotten the car ready for the actual track. So tell me what you've done and how we got it to this point now.
We've been fortunate enough at Pro Edge Tuning that Joe could went to any shop in the country. Everybody knows the car, knows what it means to the community. And Joe found us through some mutual friends and some mutual racers. And he brought us the car in a completed state, but not in a properly running state.
Right.
There were some issues with the tune. There were some issues with some wiring and some other things. The car was wired properly, just some things that need to be sorted out. And as you can see, there's a lot of great other shops that worked on the car. So we felt, completely enamored to be working on this iconic car. When it was brought to us, like I said, it just needed a little bit of tweaking, little love. So we went through the car, confirmed all the wiring was correct. We confirmed that it was ready to be handed over to our chassis dyno and for me to sit in the car and start calibrating and tuning the car. So we put it on the dyno, started doing some shakedown passes with it on the dyno, dialing the tune in, getting it up to where we thought was a good spot. We pulled it off the dyno at that point, gave the car a health check. You go to your dog, get a physical, figure everything out, pull all the plugs, old school stuff. Brought some temp guns, pull the plugs, do the visual stuff. Even though we have all the modern equipment, we still like to go back and start from scratch with a lot of things, which we did. Confirm that it was good to go, put it back on the dyno. I ran through the tune, and we've been fortunate enough at Pro Edge Tuning to be the tuner and now the wrench of the car.
So can we talk numbers? Even though the car hasn't been out on the track yet, can we talk?
We could talk roundabout numbers.
Okay, roundabout
as anybody knows, every dyno is different. I'm not going to sit here and go into a whole dyno 101, but we do have a true load eddy current Mustang dyne, which is really designed for big power, big blower, big turbo cars because it does give a true load, which you need. Turbos rely on heat and load to produce a boost. So we really load the dyno down, and it spun the tires, or I should say spun the rollers of the dyno to its highest horsepower number, legitimate to date.
Okay.
Today.
Very cool.
And we shut it down early, nice and safe, and we still left some room to grow. We're big proprietors in saying that, let's just start safe and grow. So we have room to grow at the track. We're going to bring it out soon, do some shakedown passes, make sure everything looks good at the track, and then we're going to take it out and we're going to let the public know, and we're going to make some big runs with it. We'll grow, bring her back to where she belongs.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, I thank you for talking to me.
Pleasure.
I appreciate it. Car has a lot of sentimental value. Like I said, I've met Jason a handful of times, but my cousin drove the car for a long time, and it's like it's part of the family.
It is. It's part of. It's
and
part
that
of
family that family has grown over the years to incorporate a lot of different people, and it's just it's just amazing.
It is. It's been our pleasure. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Absolutely.
Joe's been a wonderful host with this car, and we're just proud to have it in our shop and be under the banner of Pro Edge now.
It's an amazing car. It really is. It's been part of my family since I was a kid, and it means a lot to have the car fully restored back to the way it was when I sat in it when I was like 13. So, guys, that's it for now. We'll catch you next time on Bangin Gears.
So I hope you guys enjoyed that video as well. But it doesn't look like any of my other guests are going to show up. So if I can't get anybody else to come on screen with me and chat a little bit about their car or about anything in that matter, then I think we're just going to call it a night. They said we should be back on Tuesday, and I'll try to get some more people in here. Try to schedule people that are really going to come in and talk about their vehicle. So, but I appreciate everybody coming in. If you guys want to hit that like button on the way out, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I'd appreciate that. But I think we're going to call it a night. I thank everybody for coming in. Thanks, Ann. I appreciate your comment. Thanks, Ann. All right, guys. To my family who's in here too, Stephen, Michael, Philip, Cliff. I appreciate you guys coming in. And that's it. We'll see you guys on Tuesday. All right, guys? Have a great night. Stay safe out there. Bye-bye, guys.